Also, for pouring off the subfloor, you're going to need a temporary shutter. This is a 6x4 soap bar here. It's 140 millimeters deep. With a bed, it's 150. So you're going to want to bed that around the outside. To do this, your subfloor has to come out to the edge of your inside leaf. Our cavity wall is 300 millimeters wide in total. We have a 50 millimeter cavity and 100 mil outer masonry. So that shutter needs to be set 50 mil, 150 mil back on the inside face from the outside of our wall. When you're building this shutter, you might want to use a weak mix, say a 10-to-1 sand and cement mix, because you're going to have to strip this shutter off, and it leaves it easier at a 10-to-1 mix. You can strip the shutter off afterwards and chip the cement will chip off very easy. If you make it normal strength or too strong, it's a nightmare. The blocks are near enough wasted, you have to dispose of them. So always use a weak mix when building this shutter around the perimeter. Again, it's only to hold the concrete. If you're pouring from the middle out, the concrete near enough sets by the time you get to the outside anyway. Now that our steel's in and our shutter's built, we're now ready to pour our concrete. To get the total of our concrete, again, we're back to the floor area, which is 152 square meters. You can find this in their drawing, or you can work it out simply by multiplying length by breadth of the main, length by breadth of the porch, and length by breadth of the sunroom. Add them all together. So the depth of our concrete in this case is 6 inches, 150 millimeters. So it's 152 square meters multiplied by 0.15 meters in depth is 22.8 meters. But I'm only going to order 22.5 because I know my substrate is fairly level. But the steel and the packers also have a cubic factor too. So by the time you minus out the cubic factor of your steel and your packers, you should always be slightly less, providing your substrate is perfect. You should always be slightly less than the actual cube of the floor you've just worked out. So 22.5 meters cubed, I'm certain 100% it's going to be enough. It's going to be enough for me. That's what I'm going to order. Again, if you are doing this and you're uncertain, always order a wee bit extra, because it'll cost you a lot of money to get men back out the next day to finish the floor, or even get the concrete lorry out. That's even if it can cost you a lot of time. So the best thing you can do is, if you have gate pillars, dig your gate pillars and have your gate pillars ready to pour. At least if you get an extra bit of concrete, you can always pour it into the gate pillars.